As a content creator and an influencer myself, sometimes I get online and I am astonished at the amount of influencing, and I just really can't believe that this is where we are in life. You know, I'm never in any position to talk really badly about content creators because obviously that would be hypocritical, but sometimes I really am taken aback at the amount of influencing that takes place. And I'm not talking about positive influencing. I guess I just mean like the negative influencing. I don't know if there's a difference between the two, but I feel like there is and there should be. My only issue with content creators really is when it comes down to the affiliate marketing. Some people earn a lot of money by affiliate marketing, and I'm not mad at them for earning money, but I guess what I am mad at them for is all of the showing of all the products to get people to purchase to earn the money. Now, it's up to folks as individuals and as adults, especially, to not fall victim and not be influenced to purchase a bunch of frivolous stuff. But you also have to hold the source or the culprit accountable as well. And make no mistake, I'm talking about a specific influencer here. I'm talking about the people who all day long, all they're showing is stuff, sharing stuff, and trying to get people to buy the stuff. Honestly, those people are super annoying to me. They give us all a bad name. I can only hope that that people are not falling prey and falling victim to all of it. I don't know. It seems kind of scammy. Just like some of the stuff. I don't know. Let me paint you a picture so this makes sense to you. Have you ever gone to somebody's social media page, their TikTok, their Instagram, their YouTube or whatever, and it straight up just feels like a running ad? They are showing all kind of different products like Stanley Cup accessories, and they're showing all kind of refrigerator organizers and just all kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's all they do. They just show a bunch of stuff. That's it. They might be teaching you some stuff here or there or doing something else with their platform, but basically it's just kind of like a running ad. I can't stand it. I don't follow anybody like that, not on any of my social media platforms, because I don't mind to use somebody's link to buy something, and I'm influenced to purchase things occasionally and stuff like that. I don't mind to support. That's right up my alley. I just don't want to be following somebody and that's all that they are talking about or sharing every day. It's just a bunch of links being shared, a bunch of affiliate links and codes, and a bunch of buy this, buy this, buy this. At my big age, especially, I cannot do it. Now, I've never been a person who buys a bunch of stuff. It's just not for me. Because I'm here, I feel like I have to share with you some things that I feel like are actually worth purchasing and some things that I feel like absolutely are not worth purchasing. Now, I'm going to be speaking from my own experience here, but hopefully people out there will take heed. I haven't introduced myself. If you're new here, my name is Shay. I live in the state of Georgia. I am by day a school social worker and by night a financial social worker. I'm married. I've been with my husband for a long time, and by day he is an educator, and by evening he is a coach. A sports coach. Now, we are six-figure earners, but we're not rich by any means. We just manage our money well. And so there are things that we are willing to spend our good hard-earned money on, and some things that we're not willing to spend our good hard-earned money on. And I want to share with you some of those items. You might consider this to be a de-influencing video. Let me de-influence you. Number one. Coffee. I know. A Starbucks drink or whatever can be like $5, $6 or whatever the case is, but you can just make your coffee at home. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is you can make your coffee at home for far cheaper. And if you want to be cool, I don't know, I'm sure you can order some plastic Starbucks cups online somewhere, or just some plastic cups and a straw and a lid, and you can romanticize the whole experience, let's be clear, but you really don't need to be going through anybody's drive-through every day to get coffee, overpriced coffee. I know the girly pops on social media are going and getting all these different coffees from Starbucks and all these different places, but you don't need it. You can make it at home. You can make it at home. Multiples of anything. Obviously, lots of people have multiples of specific items, but I'm just saying, they're really not necessary. Even I have multiples of items, but there are some items I don't have multiples of because it's not necessary. I can't think of a good reason why I would need to have like 10 perfumes or 12 blushes or 15 body washes or 16 soaps or 25 purses. I just can't think of a good reason to have all of those items, to spend my hard-earned money on those items. If folks want to gift me items, like as an example, my mother-in-law knows that I love muumuus, so I have a lot because of her. I don't think I've ever I can't think of the last time I bought my own. She just gets me them for different occasions. So if she wants to gift those to me, then by all means. But I'm not going out and spending my hard-earned money on muumuus, even if they got them for like $5 at Walmart. I'm not doing it. Name brand stuff, you don't really need it. Sure, a pair of Nikes will hit every now and again, or a pair of Jordans, or whatever the case is, but everything that you own doesn't need to be name brand. Nobody cares, truly. People aren't going to recognize that you have a Louis Vuitton bag. They're probably going to think you got it from some other site that sells knockoff LV bags anyway. I mean, I just think of the things that I care about in a person, or the things that I compliment a person on, or the things that people compliment me on. It's never, ever, ever my brand. Like, oh my God, I love your Nikes, or oh my gosh, that Coach purse is cute, or oh my gosh, whatever. Nobody cares. So if you can find a dupe for whatever it is that you have your sight set on, go with the dupe. Next up is fast fashion. And I know with the advent of Shein and Fashion Nova and all these folks, that sounds like a good idea. And I get it. I get it. But all I'm saying is, if you invest in quality pieces, they're going to last you a lot longer. And honestly, when I was creating this list, I was just thinking of everything that girlies like myself are always being influenced to purchase. And I just feel like coffee is one of them. Multiples, like some people have 1,200 Stanley cups. You don't need it. You don't need all the perfumes. You don't need all that stuff. You just don't need it. You don't need the name brand stuff, and you really don't need the Princess Polly, Fashion Nova, Shein stuff either. Single-use items are traditionally a waste of money as well, like paper towels. I know some people can't live without paper towels, but all I'm saying is, if you could use a dishcloth or some other kind of cloth instead, so that you might wash it and be able to get multiple uses out of it, your money is going to go much further. I also think product-based subscriptions can be a waste of money. I was a Scentbird subscriber for years. It was the only product-based subscription I ever had, and I was actually sad to see it go. But eventually I woke up and realized that my money would go further if I went and purchased perfumes in stores. Even if I purchased a full bottle of perfume with the intent to use it for like 5 months, let's say, it's going to be cheaper than paying for that Scentbird subscription every month, even though I loved Scentbird. But I just have found that many of the product-based subscriptions are pretty much something that you could go without. I would say you can likely always go without it. Even when we were doing HelloFresh, which technically is a product-based subscription, though a little bit different because, you know, we do need foods to survive, I would always find that while it is convenient, it's way more expensive for HelloFresh than to just go to the grocery store and buy those items at the grocery store. I have always found that extended warranties are a complete waste in most cases. I have never used an extended warranty. I have never found a benefit of it. When I have purchased an extended warranty, it would end before I would need it. I had one on one of my vehicles once, and of course the car went haywire after the extended warranty was up. So had to pay for that out of pocket. That was probably the only extended warranty I ever had. I do love a good warranty, but I just feel like extended ones are pointless. I also find that purchasing a lot of new tech is pointless. Like getting the new iPhone each year is a wild concept, or the new iPad, or the new laptop, or whatever the case is. I try to use my stuff for as long as possible. In fact, I'm filming on my first ever camera that I refuse to part ways with, and I've even sent it to Panasonic multiple times for repairs, because it's cheaper to just keep getting it repaired than to buy upgraded equipment, even though I could expense it through the business because I'm a content creator, but I just don't feel the need to do so. I've had my iPhone for years. The battery was at 59%, which kept meaning that my phone would die within hours of it being charged to 100%. And getting your battery replaced is like 80 bucks, sometimes cheaper. Apple will do it for like 80 bucks, but you can get it done cheaper elsewhere. And I'm just like, yeah, my battery's going dead, but I'm not going to buy a new iPhone because of it when I can easily just get my battery replaced. So I don't know. New tech seems fun and exciting, and even I will share my new tech whenever I do get it occasionally. You know, I've gotten some tech items and have shown it, but most of the tech items that I have, short of my iPad, which I purchased last year, I've had for years and years and years, because yeah, there is better out there, but I don't really need it. What purpose would it serve? If I bought a $2,000 camera, is it going to guarantee me 2,000 new subscribers? No. Is it going to guarantee me 2,000 more views per video than typical? No. So I don't see the point in upgrading. Anything that is girl math coded, you probably don't need. So if you had to girl code your way to the purchase or through the purchase, you probably don't need it. And anything impulsively is probably a waste of your money as well. If you see something online that someone's showing and you feel like you need it in that moment and you go and you purchase it immediately, you'll probably learn that you don't need that item and you should have sat on that purchase. Of course, in this day and age, it's super easy to return items and send things back. So I love that. If you do find yourself purchasing something impulsively, you can always send it back. But if you are going to purchase it on the spot, it's probably something you can do without, because if you really needed it, you would have purchased it already. If you go to a market, a store, wherever, and you buy something impulsively, even though you didn't really have your sights set on it, you probably don't need it, because if you needed it, you would have already had it. And I am just here to say that 9 times out of 10, you probably have everything you need already within your reach. Now, that's a list of some poor investments. Let me share with you some good ways to spend your money. Insurance policies. You can't go wrong with an insurance policy, specifically a life insurance policy, specifically a term life insurance policy. Term life or whole life, the answer is always going to be term life because it makes more sense logically. Do you know how many GoFundMes I see of people trying to raise money for funeral expenses whenever term life insurance policies can be less than $10 per month, and the return on that can be far greater than what could be raised via a GoFundMe? You can probably never go wrong with any insurance policy. Car insurance, life insurance, you name it. Insurance policies, spend your money on those. And an experience. You probably will never regret the trip that you took with your family to Mexico, or the trip that you took by yourself to Bora Bora, or whatever experience it is, wine tasting, a concert, movies, you name it. You'll likely never regret that, but you might regret one day the collection of designer bags that you've amassed. Also, services are a good way to spend your money. I'm talking delivery services. I'm talking about cleaning services. I'm talking about any kind of service you can get your hands on. Some people might say that that's a waste, but it's probably not. If you're having trouble keeping your house clean because of whatever phase of life you're in, and you have the funds to invest in a house cleaner, I highly doubt you'll ever regret that. I just don't see that happening. Any kind of gym membership or anything like that is going to be money well spent. You can't put a price on your health or trying to get healthy. So maybe you pay $9.99 for your Planet Fitness membership and you haven't been in a month. I mean, I still don't feel like it's money being thrown down the trash or down the garbage. It's still good money spent. Maybe you don't have Planet Fitness. Maybe you have a fancy gym membership and it costs you hundreds of dollars. That's still money that is not a waste. Healthy foods and drinks, always a good use of spending. Always. I know the eggs are like $8 and the steak is $20 and the pineapples are $5, or I know healthy foods are very expensive, healthy drinks are expensive, but again, you can't put a price on your health. Spending $1,000 on groceries, healthy foods, if that's what your bill is, I feel like that's money well spent. I feel like you can eat healthy for less than $1,000. Make no mistake. But all I'm saying is, no matter what the price is for healthy foods, it's money well spent. I also feel like you cannot go wrong with investing in some kind of like program, career investment, whether it's going back to college or taking some kind of course to advance you in your career. I feel like that's always a good use of your money. I don't see how you can go wrong with taking some kind of course to further your career or something like that. I feel like that's always a good use of money. Similarly, books, whether they're physical books or audiobooks or what have you, if you buy 2 books per month and you spend $15 per book, $30 for books, I mean, I feel like that's great. That's fine. Why not? $30 on some books to bring you some kind of fulfillment, joy, entertainment, or even knowledge if you're buying a book that is not just for funsies. I feel like that's a good use of money. People go to McDonald's and spend $30 every day. Also can't go wrong with any kind of preventative care or any kind of repairs. You know, repairing your house, investing in your home, investing in your car, getting new tires, or, you know, those types of things. I feel like that's a good use of money. You cannot go wrong there. That is a good use of money. Any donating or giving or charitable contributions, I feel like is always a good idea. Always. Why not? You see somebody asking for money for whatever reason, some kind of fundraiser or something. Why not? Saving or investing or even paying off debt. So basically doing a little bit more with your money than what is required of you. I feel like what is required of us is to pay our bills and feed ourselves and, you know, put gas in our cars and tend to our basic living expenses. But I feel like you will never regret paying off your car early, paying off your house early, saving $500, saving $5,000, saving $50,000, investing $20,000, $30,000, whatever the case is. I feel like you'll never go wrong or regret that purchase. The moral of the story here is to spend your money on things that actually bring you joy and that have an actual return, and not to just be spending your money frivolously. However, if you are rich, then this video doesn't apply to you, because you can spend your money on whatever you want and you probably won't be penny pinching for any reason. However, I am not rich, and there are a lot of people out there who I know also are not rich. Most people actually are not rich and wealthy. So the vast majority of us have to be mindful of our spending. Thus, we have to spend our money wisely and on things that actually matter. And yes, spending our money on something fun like a new handbag, a new luxury handbag or whatever, can be fun and exciting and something that we should honestly do. I personally don't think that there's nothing wrong with having nice things. It's just that we live in a world where it's glamorized to have a bunch of nice things or a bunch of things just in general. And there are just things that you do not need. I would like to think that if I had a bunch of money, I would potentially spend my money on some of the things that I mentioned that are a waste of money, but I don't even see a good reason to do that or why I would do that whenever I could keep more money in my pocket, which is the goal for me, and be wealthier in the long run by avoiding spending my money on stupid stuff. Moral of the story, spend your money wisely, spend your money according to your values. There's no way that you can convince me that you value having 40 Stanley Cups. I don't believe you. I just simply do not believe you. I don't believe you. You can't convince me. So spend your money according to your values and your goals. Spend your money wisely. Don't be influenced by people trying to get you to purchase wasteful, silly items like accessories for your Stanley Cup. And most importantly, disregard everything I just said in this video if you are A, rich, and B, without any money worries or stressors, because that would mean that this video and everything that I said in it would not even apply to you.